So for this week's trades of the week, we're just going to have a look through some of the longer term charts and see really what's been going on over the last the last week, I suppose, to see what's been going on. And we're starting off with a look at silver. Now, the reason I'm looking at silver is because we've just hit a pretty big support point a week or two ago, and in fact, if you just look at this level here, where the market, that sort of 1900 level there, touched it, found a bit of resistance here, and now it's when it broke through that in 2010, we've now just come back and hit that level again. Significant support level that we've hit, which led to then a pretty significant rally. Let's have a move through to the daily chart. So we're looking from that level sort of 19.1. Let's have a look there through the daily chart there, and you can see how we hit that level. We've rallied quite significantly up to about $21.55 now. So quite a significant rally higher there. Just a question of knowing how to look at those higher time frames. And of course, that is something that we do teach our trend signal users how to do. The nice sniper circle, in any case, we're seeing the prices then push higher, back off that support pivot on the monthly chart there. A lot of key levels really coming into play on these markets at the moment. Equally looking at gold here, sort of feel that this market, after giving us that buy on the 4th of July, their Independence Day, just felt like it has to get up to this sort of 1360 area there. You can see a couple of resistance levels at around that area. I feel that we have a magnet up there that's going to try and suck prices up to those sorts of levels there. A potential short really here on the 1st of August. The market subsequently fell about 300 points or so, but then sort of rallied. Not out of that short just yet, but as I said to trend signal customers at the time, I feel that this market has a magnet up to these levels and feel like we're going to try and suck up to there first before perhaps looking to come down again. But you know, time will tell, but I think there's certainly scope for this market to rally a little bit further, a good sort of 300 points or so further on gold, up to that 1360, 1365 sort of zone there. Otherwise, on some of the major markets there, we saw a nice little rally on the euro dollar last week as it continued further from that original buy back on the 11th of July here on the close of this bar. Just where my cursor is, that sniper circle there, and that really leading to prices pushing higher up to the pivot, up to the top of this price envelope here, achieving target and yielding a pretty decent profit on that trade. And we're now just bashing into that resistance zone there, but a nice move, and a move of a good sort of 300 points or so up to that target area. Moving through to sterling dollar, we can see a similar sort of move in the way that we had a nice buy here with the sniper again, 151.58 there on the 16th of July. Really expecting prices to push a tad higher, not quite got up there yet, but certainly after that first move back down and that release there back up to those highs, which goes to show why you need to set and forget. Doesn't matter if the market takes a couple of moves to get up to your target zone. What matters is that it gets to your target zone. And a nice move now. We're a good sort of 300 points to the good so far on sterling dollar, and a nice move in our favour at the moment there. Looking at some of those other currency pairs, dollar CAD trying to turn back higher. It really would be a nice move, but there's a lot of monthly levels in play at the moment, and I think that's why we're finding a little bit of a chop. But for now at least, we are long, and we're long from 103.44 with a stop down to that sort of 102.30 sort of area there. So about 110 point stop loss on that one. Of course, when you're trading off those daily charts, stops are going to be quite a bit wider. So we're sort of plus minus nothing on dollar CAD at the moment. And you know, what will be will be. We're sort of expecting prices to move up to around this sort of 105.60 area there, top of this price envelope there. Hopefully expecting prices to rally and revisit back up to those highs. So really, there's sort of the key markets that are really moving around at the moment. So precious metals are moving along very, very nicely, having some great moves, sucked up to, you know, really nicely moving up to the tops of those price envelopes and pivot points, and very nicely off big support points there. Of course, this is the sort of stuff that we teach you exactly how to do and how to identify. Off some of the other currency pairs, nice moves, just holding on to those markets a little bit longer than some people might like to do, but really trying to maximize profits on those. And it just really goes to show that it's not how the market gets to your target, it's about whether the market gets to your target. You know, so sometimes it's a good idea to let those trades run out, and let them run out as per the chart and as per the strategy. As for the intraday markets, well, we continued with a good week on the snipers on the 15-minute chart. So a bit choppier. And obviously, we're heading into August now, so the markets tend to get a little bit choppier, lack a little bit of direction to a certain extent sometimes, and become a little bit more erratic. But safe to say, we still managed to pick up over 150 points on the with using the sniper strategy last week. So that picked up the tally quite nicely to around sort of 400 points over the last couple of weeks. So nice little push on there. This is Tuesday, then recording that, and we had an 80-point winning day yesterday. So very, very nice, healthy start to the week as well, and pushing on very, very nicely through to the middle part of August. We expect very much the market's going to continue to be a little bit choppy as we move through the rest of the month, and really looking to accelerate some decent price action, some decent volatility as we move through into September. But nonetheless, really nice markets at the moment either way. Yes, they're a little bit choppier, but they're still picking up some great trades. And 150 points last week, whilst it may be slightly below average here, it's not to be sniffed at, and still a decent weekly tally. Okay, well, otherwise, we'll be back next Monday, so hopefully stay tuned, and we'll give a little update on how we've been getting on then. Hope you all have a good week's trading. Thanks a lot.
If you would like more information about trading the right way, Trend Signal is giving you the opportunity to see and hear about its services live at a free online seminar. Take a look at the Trend Signal website for the latest events and to book your free place.